everybody.
Oh my God.
The party's over. It's time to call it a day. Wow, I wasn't going to do a video today because I literally was in Michigan, like way north of Michigan. I mean, we might as well call it Canada, and doing a comedy show last night. Hey, what's up? Kachu, gesundheit. I was almost to Canada, and we did a comedy show at Ferris State in Big Rapids. And then we got back on the road. We drove all night. I watched Luke Cage. I finished Luke Cage today. Oh, that's Rachel. Oh, very cool. That's good. But catch you, it's funny. Hey, Rachel. What's up? Are you going to be at Comic-Con tomorrow? I don't know why I'm talking like that. I'm exhausted. But, hubby was waiting there. Tell Chris, the only reason I'm here right now is because Larry said he was waiting for me to go on. I was about to take a pill and go to bed because I have 2 classes tomorrow and I have church in the morning. I gotta sing. Hey, what's up, Jocelyn? I got Jocelyn and Rachel. Oh, so we both gonna be there tomorrow. The Reese is going to Comic-Con. Maybe I can meet you guys at some point afterwards to get drinks or something. I gotta teach comedy all day. And the Reese will be there. The Reese is going to go. The Reese is taking my Pro Pass. I have a Pro Pass. I wasn't able to go for a single minute. But we're here because so much stuff happened. I mean, I go away for like, what? It was like 24, 48, maybe like 54 hours. I was on the road. I left Thursday night at 5 o'clock.
You were driving.
I was driving the entire time, and I heard people talking, but I was driving and trying not to get hit by trucks. I'm a zombie right now. Oh, that's you, Larry. I really cannot keep up with this. I might be all over the place, but there's just so much to talk about. And I watched Bill Maher just to kind of catch up a little bit. I try to watch that CNN clip. Anna Navarro. Can I say Anna Navarro is one of those one of those ladies that the right puts out that I really can't stand, and I respect her because she's really smart. But she was one of the first ones on CNN that really made me say, I really can't watch these people on CNN anymore, right? The CNN pundits that just say whatever their other person's saying, oh, well, Donald Trump said this. Yeah, but Hillary in the emails. And, well, Hillary Clinton did this. Yeah, but Donald Trump, he's grabbing pussy, right? They don't answer the questions. They totally deflect. They do nothing. And they don't say anything, oh, you should vote for Trump because he's this, or you should vote for Hillary because they just attack with stupid stuff. They're just regurgitating talking points, yada, yada. I have all new respect for Anna Navarro. Props. When you finally don't just regurgitate the talking points, it might lose you a job with the GOP, but maybe not, because all of a sudden there's a whole list of folks, and then finally today, John McCain says, you know what? That was the straw that broke the camel's back. John McCain is now jumping ship for Donald Trump, and not like sacrificing himself as a person in the armed forces. He's already done that. He's just jumping off the bandwagon, and there's a whole bunch of others out there. Kelly Ayotte's not the only one, or Ayotte's up in New Hampshire's not the only one anymore. There's just a whole bunch out there that are saying, you know what? I think we're going to win without Donald Trump. I think because people are going to vote, the senators and the congressmen feel pretty good that they're going to get voted back into power. We don't have to support Donald Trump to keep our job. We can go against the Trump. We're jumping ship. And that whole conversation, especially when she scolded her for using the P word, and then says, well, I'm not voting for president, and you're defending the guy who used the P word. How can you be offended? Says, oh, I am offended. And how can you still be supporting him? And I think, finally, women, and I think these women have thought this for a while now, right? Do you think Anna Navarro just woke up Friday morning and said, that's it? I think she finally said, career-wise, I feel comfortable saying in public, that's it, right? I think all these other people, Steve and the Republican strategists on MSNBC that have been off the bandwagon for months now. They're all Bush supporters anyway. And Anna Navarro, I think I'm not mistaken, worked for George Bush. Like, these are all Bush and Romney employees, and some of them were even Ted Cruz people, a couple Rand Paul people, and most of them, they did the thing you do when your party comes to behind one guy. It wasn't your guy, but they come behind the other guy, and they all say, okay, we're behind this guy or gal, behind their guy or gal, and we finally have to say that now. It used to be their guy, our guy. Okay, so they did that. They did the party thing, and then they went to the party. They went to the Congress, right? And they said, what the hell was this thing? This was the great show that we're going to get. We get Scott Baio and Antonio Sabato Jr., and then we get one thing. And you just know that the Clinton campaign has a whole list. They have a whole list of more things, and they probably have one a day that they could just release, one a day. They're going to have a new thing, a new clip of Donald Trump doing or saying something in recent or in the near recent, in the last 20 years.
It's not even them. Like, they're found the Howard Stern thing. He literally, Howard Stern called Ivanka a piece of ass, and Donald Trump agreed.
Well, the good thing is he's not a hypocrite, right? Donald Trump says, you can treat... Oh, no, I didn't see... Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard. I'm so out of it.
What I just told you.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm responding to.
You might not be able to hear me.
Repeat what he said, yeah. So, what Larissa's saying is Ivanka, or Howard Stern called Ivanka, like a fine piece of ass or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice piece of ass. And Donald Trump says, you can call her a piece of ass, right? He would do her if it wasn't his daughter. She's in the right age range for him right now.
So
any day now, she's going to be way too old for him.
And also, once a woman turns 35, it's time to go away.
And they can hear her, yeah, once she turns 35. So basically, millennials, you're the only ones that Donald Trump really cares about. Millennial women, you should vote for Donald Trump because he really cares about you. He really is looking at you, not looking out for it, just kind of Googling in that creepy way, on the subway, you're going, oh, look at that, oh, she's dressing mildly provocative, because it's summer, but at least he's not a hypocrite. If he was a total douchebag to everyone, but then came home, like the old mafia thing, right? You're respectful to your wife, you're respectful to your mother, you're respectful to your kids. What's the De Niro line? One of those, oh, I can't get a blowjob. I can't get a blowjob from my wife because that mouth kisses my kids, right? But you could treat the hookers and the whores like whores. You can't treat the people in your own family disrespectfully. So Trump is not like a mafia hypocrite. He treats all women disrespectfully. His own wives, they say Ivana, right? His first wife claims he raped her. Melania's the newest. I can't keep track. Can anybody keep track of Trump's women, right?
Ivana was the first.
Is Ivana Ivanka's mother?
Ivanka's mom.
Okay, so Ivanka's mom. Ivanka might have been the product of rape. That's what we're saying. But they didn't get an abortion, so at least the pro-life people that's why they like him. It's okay, you raped your wife to have your daughter because you didn't abort your daughter after raping your wife. So, there's no hypocrisy. That's the thing here. We finally have a potential politician who's not a hypocrite. He's a shithead and a douchebag, but he's not a hypocrite. They can live with all that other shit because, they're all deplorable. The deplorables can deal with anything except hypocrisy. You can't go rape a woman and then let her have an abortion. That's pretty much, the far right, what it boils down to when you really get to it. They say all these other things, and Pence had a really impassioned, I tell you, Pence talked the talk on the pro-life issue the other day, right? He really talked the talk. He really said things that I listened to, and I said, okay, I can respect your position as a pro-lifer. I think shithead and douchebag is putting it mildly. At this point, yes. But I don't want to call individual shitheads and douchebags. I mean, I do, but I feel like it's not fair as the person moderating a discussion, because my ultimate goal is to raise the bar on the discussion. That's my goal. Like I keep saying, I want to get all the people screaming on left and right back to the center so we can have a conversation and get shit done. But everyone's just screaming, and part of the problem is the right wing is so nutbag crazy that the left is screaming, and they're getting crazy. They're not crazy in the same way, right? They're not going to go vote for people like Trump. But they're like, they're coming out of the woodworks because there's enough screaming idiots. They're coming out of the woodworks and saying all Republicans are racist, which is never a good conversation starter. That's never a good way to kind of change the conversation. The conversation really is, there are racists among you. If you're going to deny it, we can't have a conversation. If you deny that you are trying to keep power by either being a racist yourself or being okay, not in public, but turning the other way. And kudos to John McCain. Why it took this long? Well, I guess the pussy line was just too far. Calling fat chicks pigs was okay, but just saying that you can just go up to any woman and just stick your fingers in, that apparently is illegal in some states, most states. I'm not sure about Tennessee. And because Tennessee is the one, or wherever, it's beyond outlandish. I mean, it's basically saying, I harass women. I am basically a shithead from Daytona, spring break, 24/7, right? Donald Trump is basically a spring break douchebag, spoiled brat from Daytona, 24/7, basically saying, oh, if she looks good, I could take her. And if she says no really loudly, I might need to get a lawyer. That's pretty much what it boils down to. That's where we are at this point. It's okay. It's only like rape if you get prosecuted, right? That's pretty much like Ivana wasn't raped because she just claimed, she didn't actually like take him to court and try to get him put in jail for it. So he got away from it. So it's not really rape because, it's only illegal if you get caught. And, all this other stuff, I'm getting angry, actually. I'm really getting angry because it's like, I'm like trying to be funny. I really am trying to be funny, and I'm getting angry. I don't know how Lewis Black does it because he gets angry and stays funny. I don't know how to I'm not an angry comic. I'm a fun guy kind of comic. Hey, let's have fun and be silly, right? I don't know how to be funny with this shit anymore.
It's a very popular belief, rape is not funny.
Yeah, rape has never been funny. Right? Rape has never been funny, and every once in a while you get a shithead that tries to make a rape joke, including myself. Like every once in a while, and it's not so much I'm trying to make light of rape, I'm trying to make light of the tension of the fact we're talking about rape, and I almost want to just change the subject, or like, it's a nervous energy reaction with me. It's not like, oh, yeah, hey, she's raped, oh, she's too bad she has to walk like a horse for a week. No, I'm not trying to make jokes. I'm like uncomfortable with the subject beyond the conversation of why are they not getting the chair for rape. I think, eye for an eye, a dick for a pussy, or at least, chemical castration. Oh, that's really bright.
You're dark.
Yeah, it's a little too bright though. Just tilt it up a little bit, I think. Yeah. A little more this way, but like up there. All right. So sorry, we didn't do our lighting check. Hope the sound is good. But I think what's great about what's happening, the good, the bad, the ugly, the good. What's great about what's happening. I mean, it's sad that it took this much for Ana Navarro to like finally lose her shit. Because she's like Kellyanne Conway most of the time, smiling like, our Republicans are really nice people. They want to preserve fetuses and let people starve in the streets, and we're going to cut spending. We're going to make sure all those poor people can't abuse the system because they're just doing it because they don't want to work. They want to abuse the system. So we're going to take away those entitlements and education. That whole Department of Education. We don't need education. Mississippi's doing fine on its own. We don't need a federal system. No. We don't need a federal health care system. Look, they got all that great water up in Flint. We don't need a federal system to help. Let the states can run it. States' rights, states' choice. The people that run the states are so competent. We don't need a federal program. We could get rid of all these taxes. We don't need all these taxes. Trump doesn't even pay taxes anyway. See, we're doing just fine without the billionaire douchebags' taxes.
Nancy O'Dell, the target of his comments, is saddened by the comments.
Oh, really? So she never knew it happened.
No.
And so was she like a friend of Donald's all these times? Like you thought, oh, Donald's like a great guy to me. That's what I wonder. Like, the people that are out there that are defending him, that says, yeah, when he's like in the room with like 20 people, he's respectful to everybody. Oh yeah. It's only when he's alone with one woman, or multiple if they're drunk, or with enough around.
No, this was the person he was talking about.
Yeah.
On tape.
Right.
I tried unsuccessfully to have sex with. I moved on her. I feel. I admit it.
Oh, is this the one? Furniture shopping. Oh, the furniture shopping.
Have some nice furniture. I moved.
Oh my God.
On her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married.
Maybe like moving on her like a bitch was the problem. No. The fact that she was married was the first problem. That's the first problem. And then your sales pitch for getting in her pants was, let's go get furniture and pant like a dog. How does the saying go? Integrity is what you do when you think no one is watching. Right.
Politics aside, I'm saddened that these comments still exist. When I heard the comments yesterday, I was disappointed to hear some objectification.
Right. Or the Maya Angelou, they're all in the same vein, Stephanie, the Maya Angelou that Hillary keeps saying, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, right? Don't believe their words, believe their actions. Although we can believe his words because he's, thank you video. Thank God for modern technology. As much as, there was this woman, and driving a mini SUV on Route 80 going through Pennsylvania. And she would go about 85 miles an hour, pass me, pull in front of me, and then slow to about 70. And I was going like 80, 75 to 80, but I had cruise control. I would have cruise control. I would go 75 to 80 nonstop until there was traffic, or I had to pass a truck. I might speed up a little bit just to get past the truck quicker so I can get past the truck before a sharp turn, right? Or an other unsafe situation. You go a little faster, or you slow down, you wait for the good spot, right? The same person, this was the only one, but this is the one that got me this morning. And I was half asleep, so it got me more. It happens all the time. But this one person passed me, or I passed her, with me just staying the same speed, at least 10 times. At least 10 times. I finally started going 60 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour zone because I didn't want to deal with her anymore, right? And I saw her on her phone, basically when she's texting. Thank God she slows down to 70 miles an hour when she's texting, right? And other people, then merging almost into you. Like, we had so many near misses. There were so many people that, if I or whoever was driving were not good drivers. We have to be extra diligent for these assholes that are texting and driving, that are on their phone and driving. God forbid, drinking and driving, drugs and driving, and everything else. It's like, oh, I'm sober, I can get behind the wheel, but let me take my eyes off the road. And like, right? And I'm like, do people have to die to learn? Is that what you need to do? Do you have to learn? Do you have to be completely a quadriplegic to learn? Is that where we are? That's where we are right now. Where, I don't know. And I'm far from perfect. But I'm the guy that would see one of these superhero movies and would it be one of the assholes that leaves a superhero movie and says, oh, it's so unreal, the world is shitty, oh, I'm not going to care, oh my God, at least the villain seemed like a real person, I can relate to that. No, I go to the superhero movie thinking, oh, I know that's not real, but it's what we want to aspire to be. Say what you want about a religion, if you're atheist or you're a devout Christian or other religion, but for my impression of God and Christ is, and Christianity is striving to be better. It's not about being perfect. It's realizing when you fuck up and say you're sorry. When you mess up, you pay the penance, right? But you hope that you can more often than not make the right choice, right? Not always great, not always perfect. There's different interpretations of what the right choice is, but there are people out there that, and I think there's more people out there, and that I go back to my asshole and moron conversation that I have had in my comedy routine long before the Trump presidency. The assholes are the ones that go out there and choose to do shit that could harm people on purpose. Like a Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an asshole. He chose to do things knowing, like, yeah, I'm not going to pay them back, and I'm going to... I heard Mark Cuban really dissect these tax codes better than anybody on Bill Maher last night, right? Mark Cuban was talking about how what really happened with that whole $1 billion, that whole debt. The reason he didn't have to pay taxes, he borrowed money from a bank. And then he sold the debt to the company. And in the process, he made money. He did make money. But he sold the debt to the company. Now the shareholders that he is supposedly making all these decisions to protect are now screwed with the debt. And then they all claim bankruptcy, and then they don't have to pay the people that built the damn thing, or the people that work there when they go out of business, right? They make all these choices, they skim, they just take. The big people at the top are getting their cut. And not only are the people making less and less and less, like it's bad enough everybody's paying less and less and less for the same job in relative to what it costs to buy crap, right? People are making the same or less money now relative to inflation, relative to what the companies are making, yada, yada. And as a result, it feels like they're making less, the ones that actually have a job and all that stuff, right? And Donald Trump, not only does he pay people less than a lot of people, he doesn't pay them for all the job. So you get all this. So here's somebody that chose. But then there's all these people out there behind the wheel, in the voting box, at the rallies, walking down the street. Very smart people, Ivy League educated people in some cases, that absolutely choose to not, they don't pay attention to their surroundings. They're behind the wheel, and no matter how many times they've been warned, they text, they tweet, they do it. And it's not the kids. The kids are actually better at it. Not that they should do it, but it's, 40, 50, 60-year-olds behind the wheel tweeting and driving. I at least wait till I'm at a red light and hit the little microphone thing and say my joke and hit send, right? If I get an idea while I'm driving to be funny, that's what I do. Not while I'm driving. I actually changed my playlist from David Duchovny to the Blues Brothers on my Amazon while driving, and even that I felt bad. That explains some of the typos. That's really more just being morons. Or for me, the typos, I've got fat fingers. That's usually my thing. I have fat fingers, and on my new phone is bigger, so every time I go to hit space, I hit a B or an N, right? I go, and all of a sudden I like word B, word B, word N, word B, word B, word. Instead of, I don't have any spaces, I got a bunch of B's. And autocorrect, for some reason, doesn't pick it up all the time. It does when I'm messaging, it doesn't when I'm tweeting, right? And so I try to fix it. That's why I hate the friggin' virtual keyboard. Yeah, I don't like the virtual keyboard. I don't like my Samsung phone. I really don't like Samsung. I don't like iPhone. I think the best phones I've had, they may not be the best smartphones. They can't always periscope like this. They can't always Vine and other things. But pure email and phone, I was a Motorola, I think. But it's not so much what phone it is. It's a true Google phone. The one that could say, okay, Google, right? It's so Google in sync that whatever I do on it, it immediately syncs up with all my other devices. It's just a Google phone. And not like the Google phones that Google makes, these new $700 Google smartphones. They're like, in any second, they're going to sprout wheels and take you places, and like jetpacks and stuff. But, the ones that are like $100 at Walmart or less, and they're a decent phone. They're not a great phone, but a decent enough phone, but no worse than my $200 phone I just got. I think got on sale for $120, $150, whatever it is. But and it's an older Samsung. I think it's an S3, 3S rather, and Samsung 3S. But I don't love it. I don't love it. It's and it's Verizon, so I do a lot of stuff. So a week into my month, it's like already on the slower amount, and it's only a 3G. I didn't realize it was an older phone when I bought it. It's not used, it was older, so it's only a 3G. So I had a 4G phone that was $70. This is double the price, and it's a 3G, and it's slower. It's like, oh, what happened to me? I got to figure that out. But hey, guys, I'm going to get going. I'm going to probably pass out. I might even, like, if you see me collapse while reaching to the phone to hit stop broadcast. Hey, I'm good to see you guys. But hey, Chris, the only reason I'm here is because Larice said you wanted to hear me. You're waiting to hear my feedback and all this mess.
How's everybody feeling?
How are you feeling? Oh, Stephanie was sick. Yeah, how you feeling, Steph?
Are you guys in Orlando now?
You guys, oh, they're in Orlando?
They were going.
Holy crap. Are you guys okay?
No, they weren't before. They just went.
Oh, my God. Better. Oh, my goodness. Although Orlando, I think, lucked out, right? I think Orlando's okay because it's inland and this thing was farther out. I'm sure it got a lot of rain. Maybe watch out for those crocodiles in the lakes of Disney this week. They might be out and about. Nothing bad in our neighborhood. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, say hello to Mickey and the gang for me.
Reopen the parks. That's good.
They open the parks? Yeah. That's crazy when you like Disney's evacuating Disney. That's crazy. Because I thought only the trailer parks in Florida get hit. Apparently, it's not just the trailer parks. So hey guys, we'll see you guys soon.
Yes.
Awesome. Huh?
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm really going down the bad path. I'm really tired. I did drive a lot. I slept a lot. But didn't sleep because it's in the car. Because I was in the car. I think by 9:30 we made a lot of stops. We didn't get here till 11 or 10:30. We made good time. It was like solid 12 and a half hours. We never stopped. But we did a lot of pee breaks, a lot of gas breaks. We every hour and a half I think we're stopping and for something, and it's just not that comfortable for that long. We've done longer trips, but I'm getting older and I don't want to talk about that. But it's a reality I got to realize. Like when I planned the whole RV trip, I forgot how old we were, and not just me. And I don't want to call anybody else old, but it seemed like a great idea because I think like a 5-year-old, right? So it's like, yeah, we're gonna go like to a different city in Europe like every night. 15 hours, we can do that overnight. Let's go. 12 hours, yeah.
Wait, this just in. Pence canceled a Saturday event because he's offended by Trump.
Pence canceled?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, we didn't talk about the Paul Ryan canceling. Paul Ryan told Trump, I'm not going to meet with you.
Big deal. Big deal. He still supports him. McCain pulled his support.
I know. John McCain pulled his support. There's a whole list of people. Paul Ryan though is in a strange position because he's the House leader. I have nothing else. He's going to stay silent on the subject.
Well, Pence canceled an event and he said he was offended but wanted to give his embattled running mate a chance to show what's in his heart.
Right.
You know what's in his heart? It's like the fucking Grinch.
Yeah.
It's like either not there or it's how many sizes too small.
Yeah, but the Grinch was bitter because he was slighted. The Grinch had nothing better than hearing Bush is voting for Hillary. Oh yeah, I know, that's hilarious. Billy Bush too, I think. But yeah, I don't think there's any Bushes voting for Trump, but I'm going down a slippery slope with that joke, so I'm just gonna stop it right there. I don't want to sound sexist, but if you don't vote for Trump, he might violate you. If you're a Bush out there and you don't vote for Trump, he might violate the Bush. So he doesn't ask. He doesn't ask permission. He's not. He's a go-getter because he's a winner. He likes China. I think he was saying China. He was actually talking like not the China. He was saying vagina, not the China, vagina. And I like vagina. La, 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 la. That's where we are at this point. Huh? Yeah, I really should not try to do impersonations. I don't know why. I wish I was better at impersonations because I got a lot of ideas for hack comedy. But I just can't. I just can't come through. It forces me to do better storytelling and do better, like, great improv because my impersonations are so bad. So there's a flip side. There's a good side. I'm a good actor. I'm a terrible impersonator. And very few people, I think Kevin Spacey and a few others, can do both. This is not the child-friendly 3 o'clock show. No, but this is what's in my head at 3 o'clock. And when you see my eyes go wide and I don't say anything for a second, these are like the thoughts I have, and then I say something, and then the adults see my eyes, and they're like, oh, I think I know where he's going, and we get a little snickers, and then I can say like, hey, what about Mickey Mouse, huh? But we all know where we're going with that. And every time an 8-year-old says, hey, what's going on in the world? Donald Trump's ruining the planet. Oh, we love you 8-year-olds. Oh, they get it. The 8-year-olds get it. Why can't you old fucks in the Midwest? Oh, sorry. Anyhow, we're going to go. I get in trouble because I do want to do more colleges in the Midwest. We had a good time. We had a good time last night. And we had a couple Trump supporters, and we got along. We were fine because I'm not like crazy left, crazy right. You can get along with me. Anybody can get along with me. I can have an intelligent conversation with almost anybody, unless you start the conversation with some snobby, cynical remark that shows what a moron you are, because you're trying to show me that you think you're smarter than I am, but you're just showing how like insecure you are by leading with a shitty comment to try to put me in my place. I'm like, wow, that's a douchebag move. Or you lead with a generalization that's bigoted, and I'm like, oh, wow, there's just no point of reference that we can have an intelligent, meaningful conversation because you're leading with shit.
Just an idiot.
Pretentious, yeah.
You had to block people, huh?
Huh?
You had to block someone.
I blocked
My Periscope
someone.
never got heard.
I know.
I did a Periscope yesterday, never got heard.
You know, that's the real problem in this country. People Periscope, and they can't download it properly to make sure it gets up on YouTube. And that's why we need Donald Trump.
Mine never had any sound.
What are we saying now?
I did a Periscope.
Oh, yeah, there's no sound. There's no sound.
Period, which probably good because I said
it wouldn't play for. It wouldn't play. Oh, Stephanie couldn't watch it.
I said some mean things, but
It might be good because that was kind of like you were ranting. I heard you. I thought you were on the phone with somebody, and it was getting a little.
I had to get it out before the show because
I understand. That's why I didn't bring it up.
I had just read that message that I got, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna redo another one.
I don't understand people. Hey guys, I've said this here before. I say it to my students all the time. Ego and insecurity just ruin everything.
You're not talking about me.
No, not at all. Ego and insecurity ruin everything, and just this whole like keeping up with the Joneses thing, or the jealousy thing, or the rumor thing, or the all these things, or you think you're better than somebody, or you think somebody's better than you and you resent them for it. Like all that garbage really stops a lot of great shit from happening. And beyond Congress, I'm just talking about in our own friends out there that are people that used to be friends, and like the reason we're not friends right now is because people did stupid or said stupid shit. Really, like, just without knowing all the facts, at 100% of the time, you know what I mean? Like, if you really care about somebody, you could survive anything. We work, with actors, and we're like the most dysfunctional family ever. And we're comedians, so we say stupid shit to each other, trying to be funny, and then we like sometimes hurtful, and we have to say, oh, I'm sorry, I took it too far. Or I'm sorry, somebody was spreading rumors and we're friends. I should have listened to you, not the stranger spreading rumors. Or I should, at least give you a chance to explain yourself, and maybe you didn't realize I might be offended by something. But people get all clammed up because they realize they fucked up, and then they're like, oh, we don't want to deal with, because I could just not deal with that person ever again, rather than have that conversation of, ooh, I fucked up, right? It's a hard conversation, but you know what's great? When you finally have that conversation, it's hard for 10, 20 seconds, and then all of a sudden it feels really good. Because you feel good, they feel good, you realize it was a misunderstanding, and all of a sudden everyone's just like, oh, let's go get a beer and just talk about other people.
But the problem is people can't do that if they have sticks up their asses.
But see, just to say they have a stick up their ass is too generic. No, there's an ego or an insecurity issue. I don't think they're better than somebody. I think they're insecure. They're insecure, so they have to prop themselves up as their own defense mechanism. I'm sorry, Steph, I missed your comment. Or was that your comment?
I didn't leave a comment.
I think I was about to read Steph's comment, and these comments go way too fast. It's different when you have like 100 people commenting. I think it's empty. All right, I'm gonna go. Remember that time? Like, and I watched a video of mine, just kind of checking out some notes to make sure I don't repeat myself too much. And at 18 minutes, I said, all right, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna go watch this thing, blah, 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 blah. And then at 28 minutes, I'm still talking. Because you think I babble all the time? It's worse when I'm tired. I'm worse. I was like, I got nothing to say, but I can keep talking. It's a skill. It really is. I think it's a gift from God. That's my gift from God. Right. God gave us Trump. God gave me the gift of babble. Not Gad.
God gave us Trump. I think Trump.
No, I'm joking. That's what the nut jobs say.
Oh, I think Trump came from another.
Okay, I'm going to bed. Stephanie says I gotta go to bed.
All right, go to bed.
Okay.
Sleep, bed.
Peace out. Hey, see you guys. Stephanie, Chris, the whole world.
Feel better.
Yay. Turn off. It never turns off. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well.